DC PACE is a financing program launched by the DC government which gives district property owners access to affordable and long-term financing to fund clean energy projects that save money and cut pollution, even as they create local jobs and build economic development. PACE is an acronym that means Property Assessed Clean Energy, and the DC PACE program works by letting district property owners repay the cost of green building improvements on their annual property tax bills. Because DC PACE lets you finance the full cost of eligible improvements with no out-of-pocket payments, it helps property owners cut the cost of energy and water bills today, and then uses those savings to repay the investment over time. To show you how this all works, we made this video to tell the story of a church that needed to replace an old split system chiller, window AC units, and leaking steam radiators.
St. Paul's is a large cathedral-type church. They started building on this property in 1930. There is a big church sanctuary, and then there's a Sunday school wing that has 2 floors. We have a large basement that we call the lower auditorium with a chapel and a kitchen. The address is Connecticut, but it sits on 36 between Ellicott and Everett. Right across the street is Murch Elementary School. There are single-family homes and apartment buildings along with elder care facilities. There are restaurants right down the block. It's a very nice, walkable community. The church HVAC system had seen better days, and for several years, various components were breaking down, and the cost to repair the old system were increasing. When the compressor fell, which was going to require a significant cost to replace it, church leadership decided that it was time to replace the old system with a new energy-efficient system. It involved replacement of the rooftop chiller, along with installation of a modern environmental monitoring system. The system was computerized so that we can decide when the system is working in various parts of the building. The CPACE program was a streamlined lending program, which was extremely beneficial for the church. It allowed the church to borrow money without having to liquidate any of its assets, and it did not penalize the church for paying back the loan early. The church congregation is a strong community, and it supports the needs of the church when asked. However, the bill for such a large project would have greatly reduced the operating reserves for the church. So the PACE loan allowed the church to proceed with the project and develop a capital campaign to pay for it over an extended period of time. We were able to raise over $700,000, which was paid over 3 years and helped to retire the debt early. This community is a community that invests in this community, in their church, and they respond to the gifts that they've been given as members of this community. It was a smooth process. The team took the time to understand the church and the needs of the church, and they made sure that we were supported throughout the process. Using CPACE was definitely a very positive experience for St. Paul's.
So there you have it. This is just one example out of tens of millions of dollars in real project needs that have been met through DC PACE financing. Depending on your jurisdiction, PACE can fund projects that improve efficiency in electricity, gas, and water use. It works for projects that generate solar power and cogeneration. With PACE, you can update buildings for resilience in a disaster with battery storage, or rebuild for better public health and indoor air quality, or reduce environmental impacts by preventing stormwater runoff into local rivers and streams. Just about anything that cuts your use of resources, lowers your utility bill, or contributes to a healthier planet can qualify. Whether it's a commercial office building, retail store, hotel, or restaurant, if you manage a multifamily apartment building or a house of worship, we can work with you, both nonprofits and private companies alike. DC PACE is just one more way that a clean economy creates economic benefits and builds a stronger community. And Washington, D.C. is not alone. We are working with our partners in the state of Maryland and the Commonwealth of Virginia to create a regional alliance of PACE programs called the Mid-Atlantic PACE Alliance. to make PACE available for any building owner in the region who wants it. Whatever the challenge, we look forward to working with you toward improving your building performance and setting a course to build a greener national capital region together.